Akorda, the official residence of the President of Kazakhstan, the 33rd session of the Assembly of the People of Kazakhstan is scheduled for today. Earlier, President Tokayev announced that the event will be held online. Only few members of the Assembly came today to Akorda to report on the results of annual end-to-end work. Some of them will give their speech in front of the President. The mood is all good. Participants of the event are anticipating new tasks to be given by the head of state. Assembly of the People of Kazakhstan, established in 1995, is an important platform for promoting a unique model of social unity in the country, where more than 130 diverse ethnic groups are living with each other. Its main goal is to ensure social stability through implementing national policy in the field of inter-ethnic relations. The Assembly is headed by the President himself. He calls for the session of the Assembly at least once a year. The timing for 33rd session of the Assembly, as Kassym-Jomart Tokayev states, is perfect.
Ассамблея сессиясы жыл сайын бірлік күні қарсаңында өтеді.
Assembly sessions have always been held on the eve of Unity Day. Today's session is taking place against the backdrop of a difficult situation, but we need this meeting at this very moment, because circumstances confirm the continuing relevance of our core values of unity and solidarity.
The leitmotif of the session today is drastic floods that hit Kazakhstan this spring. Talking about adversities that is brought along the way, President Tokayev highlights the solidarity and unity of people of Kazakhstan, the values that Kazakh citizens cherish the most.
In this difficult hour, our entire society rallied together as a result of coordinated actions of the government, state bodies, specialized services, as well as the help of volunteers. More than 119,000 people, including almost 45,000 children, were timely evacuated. We managed to save people's lives, and this is the most important thing. On my instructions, the State Material Reserve has been deployed to provide assistance to the victims of floods.
The members of the Assembly have been taking an active part in rescuing operation, being at the epicenters of floods. Altogether, representatives of the Assembly have sent more than 1,500 tons of food and essential goods, amounted in 770 million Kazakh tenge. 12,000 volunteers from ethnic-cultural associations have been involved in charity and organizing humanitarian aid.
Сам лично я с Алматы возглавляю там штаб гуманитарной помощи по сбору от имени Ассамблеи народа Казахстана.
Personally, I am from Almaty, heading the headquarters where we collect humanitarian aid on behalf of the Assembly of the People of Kazakhstan. But I myself had earlier traveled to Ataral region. From there, I arrived at the session today. What did we do there? First of all, we provided foodstuffs. Secondly, we helped in providing the necessary means to combat floods. We personally went out to strengthen the shorelines on the Ural River. I am very pleased that today we are all together actively involved in this work at all levels.
What will be the focus of the work now?
The second stage, we as volunteers, as activists of the Assembly of the People of Kazakhstan, will be involved in collecting everything necessary to restore the property of the affected citizens. From the very beginning of the flood, from Heart to Heart campaign was organized. In all regions, special headquarters were organized as well to help eliminating the consequences of the disaster. The work is progressing very actively. Humanitarian aid is being provided locally. I myself have personally visited several times in flooded areas of our country, helping our volunteers on the ground. For example, with the delivery of necessary goods to the people, or with the strengthening of shorelines.
Following the agenda of the session, President Tokayev continues with underlining the significance of implementing political and economic reforms in Kazakhstan that are core in building a society ruled by the law and justice.
За короткий период мы прошли большой путь системных политических реформ.
In a short period of time, we have gone a long way towards systemic political reforms, embarked on the difficult work of modernizing the economy and renewing public ethics. Political reforms have already given a strong impetus to the development of civil society and significantly expanded opportunities for citizens to participate in public decision-making. All branches of government have begun to work in a new system of coordinates centered on the protection and promotion of legitimate interests, human rights and freedoms.
President also instructs in the very short term to sync Assembly's work with a new state humanitarian ideological doctrine that was introduced at the National Kurultai in Atyrau city. That would be helpful, as the head of state says, in enhancing the role of the institution. Rufina Usanova, the member of the Assembly, after the session shares her vision of the Assembly's place in Kazakh society. In your opinion, what is the role of the Assembly of the people of Kazakhstan today?
Ассамблея народа Казахстана – это сам по себе очень уникальный институт, объединяющий.
The Assembly of the People of Kazakhstan is a very unique institution that unites all ethnic groups. Today, the Assembly is not about dances and songs. It is about projects that are aimed at building cohesion, unity and solidarity. If you look, today the Assembly of the People of Kazakhstan holds various events, implements projects which first of all put unity at the center. It has always been like this, yes, but now it is no longer concerts and cultural events. It is conferences, seminars, trainings, different platforms and formats, where we can talk about preservation and further popularization of the model of unity of our country.
Another prioritized topic of discussion at the session is development and implementation of youth initiatives, including to the state policies. Listening to the Assembly's member Timur Zhumurbayev, who shares his ideas of attracting more young people in the public life, President endorses the work that has already been done.
Сегодня глава государства говорил очень много о роли именно молодежи, да?
Today, the head of state spoke a lot about the role of youth. In your speech, you proposed the creation of community centers for youth in villages and regions of the country. Tell me, how do you see your work going forward?
Вообще, вы знаете, мы видим, что
We see that the youth of the Assembly platform today should become such an integrating platform for Kazakh youth, regardless of place of residence, regardless of ethnicity, social status. Today, our team, of course, continues and will continue to do so in order to generate new ideas that would be interesting and useful to young people. Now, it is very important to make such projects that meet their relevance, that will be in demand among young people.
Обладаете ли возможностями, ресурсами воплощать вот эти вот?
Do you have the capacity and resources to make these ideas a reality?
здесь, конечно, я скажу, что и государство.
Here, of course, I will say that the state is ready to allocate grant funds for the development of youth initiatives and different sponsors, which are now in the Assembly of the People of Kazakhstan. They are also ready to help make important youth projects a reality.
Speaking generally about global challenges and global disruptions world faces today, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev urges people of Kazakhstan to stay united in common aspirations. This is very important to prevent any manifestations of ethnic exclusivity, continues the head of state, saying that any attempts of discrimination of any kind would not be tolerated.
Наша задача укреплять в обществе взаимное уважение.
Our task is to strengthen mutual respect and trust in society, to seek new unifying principles and attitudes against religious, regional, or socio-economic differences. The Assembly's work in this important and complex area is of particular importance.
Addressing the floods again in his speech, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev highlights the importance of building an efficient system of combating natural disasters. Undergone through a series of difficulties, people should receive all necessary compensations and the damage should be eliminated.
Сейчас, да,
Now the flood situation has shown us the unity of our people through the volunteer movement. Through what other initiatives can we strengthen this unity?
Мы видим на самом деле, что Ассамблея – это уникальный социальный лифт.
We see that the Assembly is a unique social lift for each ethnic group. First of all, we are like a bridge between civil society and the state. What are we doing concretely? We have now divided our entire ethnos into segments. We are actively working with representatives of each segment. There are public figures, politicians, entrepreneurs, youth movements, creative groups. There is a planned daily work.
А вот как развивается институт меценатства, да, то есть вот как привлекает...
And how does the Institute of Philanthropy develop inside the Assembly of the People of Kazakhstan?
Но хочу сказать, что вот
I want to say that due to the fact that ethnic groups work with entrepreneurs in their segment, we, as the Association of Koreans, openly declare that all the brightest Koreans in Kazakhstan, they are members of the association. And today we all see the path of unity, where public organizations are like magnets, the basis of all entrepreneurs of ethnos. That is why everyone is actively involved. And once again, we prove that our sponsors played a key role in a difficult moment for the country. They invested not only company funds, but also their personnel.
Once and for all, President Tokayev emphasizes the unity of the nation, which should help to make a step towards an era of renewal and progress.
Бәріміз бір елдің азаматымыз.
We are all citizens of one country, people of one destiny, united by history itself into an indestructible monolith of unity and universal responsibility for the future of our motherland, the Republic of Kazakhstan. We as a nation cherish the precepts of our ancestors and look forward with confidence. We have a clear and distinct goal to build a just Kazakhstan.
The 33rd session of the Assembly of People of Kazakhstan has just finished. The Assembly is a very unique institution of Kazakhstan that is uniting different representatives of ethnicities that are living and residing in our country. So the message of unity and solidarity were prevailing during the session, and as the head of the state said, this idea of being the whole one nation will remain to be important in Kazakh society.